Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. The card yesterday, headlined by Fabio Wardley and Frazer Clarke, was pretty decent. Not all the fights were good. The Lawal fight was incredibly boring and uninspired. But there was some good stuff. There was some half decent stuff on there. Let's not be too negative. Chris Congo, that was a good fight. Chris Congo fight. Florian Marco, that was a very, very good performance by Congo. Ben Whittaker, that was a curious fight because he fought the absolutely unheralded Leon Willings, and Willings kind of stole a bit of thunder because even though he was floored in the first round, he lasted the 8-round distance, which was, a little feather in his cap. James 23. I'd like to see Willings again. I thought there was something about him. He seems to be taking the game seriously, and that's a good thing. But the Vito O'Reilly and the Lawal fight, that was duller than. Never mind watching paint dry. That was like listening to paint dry. Very, very boring. Some people have said Riley did his thing. He did what he had to do to pinch the win, but yeah, he pinched it. And if you look at the tactics, they were very, very similar to the Congo's tactics, Chris Congo's tactics. But whereas Congo was being sort of proactive on the back foot and firing a lot of punches and making sure he'd won the rounds, I got the feeling that Riley was pinching him. I got a lot of heat for my post-fight review of that fight, but I stand by everything I said. I thought it was a nothing fight, and if Vito O'Reilly wants to beat Isaac Chamberlain, he's going to have to go put his skates on and do a lot more than that. But anyway, then you had Alan Babbage, of course, coming back against the incredibly game Steve Robinson, who he stopped in 6. Robinson took his lumps like a real fighter. So overall, there was, good, the bad and the ugly on that card. But it does beg the question, is this type of thing a bit late in the day for Boxer? Is that type of excellent main event, and it was excellent, is that going to be enough to save Boxer's bacon when it comes to renewing their contract with Sky in 2025? Don't forget, this was just a British title fight. Great one, but it wasn't world level. Now, if you look at what they've got lined up, Boxer, let's just say that this was one of maybe half a dozen fights in the near future, half a dozen cards in the near future, all of which had promise. You would think, okay, Boxer, they've got a bit of momentum now. They've got a bit of a roll. It's a little bit late. Only got a year on the contract left, but they haven't. They haven't got it. The only 2 cards they've got lined up are on the 11th of May, which is headlined by Jessica McCaskill and Lauren Price. And if you've seen this channel before, I'm a big women's boxing supporter because I'm a big boxing supporter and I have a problem with women fighting. There's a lot of good action in the women's game. I hate the 10-2s rounds, but 10 2-minute rounds, especially for world title fights. But apart from that, I support women's boxing because I like boxing. If it's a good fight, it's a good fight. But it don't sell. It's not at the point now where it's evolved enough to the point where it's selling a lot of tickets. And so McCaskill and Price, even though, Lauren is Welsh and this is in Cardiff, I mean, and that's not till May the 11th. So that's like, nearly 6 weeks ago, or maybe 6 weeks away. Apart from that, you've got Rozansky taking on Okoli, and that's in Poland. That's a joint promotion. And Okoli, of course, they paid through the nose to get his services. He was supposedly the face of British boxing. Nothing of the sort. He's sort of in exile, much in the same way, almost like when Johnny Nelson gave those 2 dreadful performances, one against Carlos de Leon and one against James Waring. Awful. You've never seen anything so bad, so boring. And then he was in exile for some years and only came back to Britain about 3-4 years after that, having done the circuit at heavyweight as well as cruiserweight, ended up winning the WBO title and then made 12 defences. But he had to go away and sort of disappear and fight in obscure cars and everything. I'm getting the impression Okoli's kind of the same thing. I mean, this Rozansky fight is for the Bridgerweight title. If he picks that up, okay. Can he call himself a 2-weight world champ? 2-weight belt holder, maybe, but is this really going to be a springboard to the heavyweights, to big heavyweight fights? He's got to be entertaining. this is what I was saying to people who were criticising me about Vito O'Reilly, saying that he kind of stunk the joint out. They were saying, yeah, but he got the job done. Yeah, he got the job done. And I appreciate you can say, well, you win now and look good later. But entertainment counts for something. The boxing's entertainment. And if you're not entertaining, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. Promoters are going to think, I ain't having him on. Broadcasters are going to say, what? Essential kettle on time. No chance. You're not coming anywhere near us. So even if a Coley blitzes Rosansky and gives a brilliant performance, okay, that'll be a good step in the right direction. But the face of British boxing, no. And if Lauren Price completely outclasses McCaskill, who's definitely seen better days and was at one point a very good fighter, I expect, by the way, Price to outpoint McCaskill. I don't think it'll necessarily be that easy, even over the 10-2s, but certainly the 10-2s I think would favour Price. I don't know. I'm saying this off the cuff. Maybe if I had to think about it, I'd feel differently. But even that, even though she picks up a world belt, is this what Sky were looking for on their boxing platform? Now, Sky themselves do have a lot of other shows coming up, but they're all non-boxer shows. They're all international shows, including I think Usyk Fury's been shown on Sky, as well as, is it DAZN and TNT? They're all having a go at this one. Fair enough. No problem with that. But I don't think, basically what I'm saying is I don't think boxers are out of the woods yet, not by a long shot. And they've got to put on a better, I hate the word, product, Because Sky do look at it, they do crunch the numbers and they do look at it as a commodity. You might have fans in charge of Sky Boxing, but if the numbers ain't working out, they're not going to be that interested. So I don't think the prognosis is very good for boxer at Sky at all. I did a video about Adam Smith becoming what was it now, director of broadcasting at what was that? Is it GBM? GBM? It's called GBM boxing, which is Izzy Azif's small hall outfit. I wonder if next year they'll take over boxers' role at Sky. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, what do you think? Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please hit the like button. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thanks for your time as always, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.